The market's playing games, trying to shake you out of your XRP position just before what could be the most explosive price surge in XRP history. Last Thursday, the market started sliding, led by Bitcoin, and naturally, XRP dipped too. But here's the kicker. We've already seen a rebound since then. Now, think about all the people who panicked and sold during that drop. Guess what? XRP is up 100% now. The analysts I follow, and trust me, I follow a lot, almost unanimously agree we're heading for at least double-digit price action this cycle. Here's the thing. We're at a pivotal moment. As I'll explain in this video, we're right on the edge of the next leg up for XRP. It could happen at any moment. Yet, some people are still panic selling. Seriously, have you lost your mind? Listen, I don't know your personal situation, so do what you got to do, but selling now, bold move. I can't tell you what's best for you personally, but to all the folks out there panic selling, seriously, it's one of those deep sigh, face palm, epic eye roll kind of moments. You know what I mean? I just sit here thinking, oh, come on. As someone who has never sold a single XRP in my life, I just can't wrap my head around it. Now, what's next? Honestly, no one knows for sure, but I've been noticing a growing buzz from multiple analysts who seem increasingly confident that we might skip any further dips and head straight toward the upside. If you've been following my channel and watching my market updates, you'll know I've mentioned this before. Many analysts have been hinting at the possibility of Bitcoin dipping into the mid 90K range. Now, let me be clear, none of them are guaranteeing this, but that's definitely on the radar. We're talking about credible names in the space, the blockchain backer, the credible crypto, and plenty of others sounding the alarm recently. It's not about making bold promises, but about recognizing patterns. This kind of price movement isn't unprecedented. It's rooted in historical trends. So while no one's calling it a sure bet, it's a scenario worth keeping an eye on. After watching the fallout from Thursday and how Bitcoin and the crypto markets have been holding up since, I'm feeling a growing sense of confidence that we might not drop as low as some feared. It's not a sure thing. Those lower levels are still possible, but there's a real chance we've already seen the worst and could be heading back up. And let's be honest, that's pretty exciting news for XRP holders. Now, before we dive deeper, let me just say this loud and clear. I'm not a financial expert. This isn't financial advice. Don't go buying or selling anything based on what I say. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making YouTube videos for fun and sharing thoughts on what's happening in the market. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's talk crypto. As I sit here recording this, it's Saturday, June 7th, 2025. XRP is sitting at $2.17, and Bitcoin has climbed to $104,876.00. Take a look at XRP's 24-hour chart. Now, here's Bitcoin's. Notice anything? Yep, they're basically identical. The market's moving in sync like a carefully choreographed dance. We're at this pivotal moment, waiting to see which way the market decides to break. Here's the exciting part. The next move could be a game changer. If it's upward, we might finally see Bitcoin launch into that long-awaited parabolic rally. And when Bitcoin takes off, you know what happens next? Altcoins will follow. That's when XRP could truly steal the spotlight, kicking off its long overdue enterprise discovery phase. 7 years in the making, and when it happens, it's going to be nothing short of melt-your-face spectacular. On Friday, Crypto Banter shared a post that caught my eye for a couple of reasons. First, it's a bit awkward for them. They used an outdated chart. Oops, not sure how that slipped through, but hey, mistakes happen. That said, the chart they shared is still worth talking about. It's a global M2 money supply chart. Definitely an interesting metric to track. I've been hammering this point for a while now, and for good reason. Crypto Banter pointed out a perfect retest on the chart, suggesting a potential move to the upside. And we all know what that could mean for Bitcoin. This is why tracking global liquidity is so important. As liquidity rises, businesses, institutions, and individuals suddenly have more cash. And more cash means more places to put it. With that, risk appetites tend to grow. So here's what happens. People keep chasing risk, pushing further out on the curve. Enter Julian Biddle, head of macro research at Global Macro Investor. He noticed Crypto Banter sharing a chart, one of GMI's, without tagging them. Sure, the GMI logo is there, but let's face it, crediting the creators directly is just good etiquette. If you value someone's work, don't just share it, amplify them too. Anyway, Julian pointed out the chart was outdated, one of theirs from Q4 last year, back when global M2 was expected to hit bottom and turn upward. To set the record straight, he shared the updated chart, new all-time highs. The takeaway, credit where it's due and keep your data fresh. The chart might have been outdated, but it's worth revisiting because I clearly remember covering this back in the day. The team at GMI, along with Julian Biddle and Raoul Paul, were sounding the alarm loud and clear. They put together detailed, thoughtful pieces explaining why they believed global liquidity, specifically global M2, was about to surge. And naturally, they argued Bitcoin and the broader crypto market would follow suit. Well, they nailed it. Liquidity has been expanding just as they predicted. And guess what? The correlation between liquidity and crypto is still holding strong, just like they said it would. I covered this back then because the signs were there. The GMI team was absolutely on point, and now we're seeing their predictions play out in real time. They're still saying this correlation isn't going anywhere. It's here to stay. And it's happening now as we speak. Global liquidity keeps rising and the crypto market is moving in step. We've seen this story play out before and we all know how it ends. Check out this post from chart analyst Tech Dev shared Friday evening. It's a look at the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. And he's got a bold take. According to him, most people still have no clue just how explosive this altcoin chart could get. Here's the deal. For years, this chart has been in consolidation mode. Sure, it's crypto, so there's been volatility, but over time, the price swings have steadily tightened. Now, it's nearing the apex of this long-term consolidation. And here's the kicker. The Bollinger Bands are tighter than they've been in the last cycle. So what comes next? This setup is primed, and when it breaks, it's going to be massive. Get ready, folks. On Friday, chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto shared his thoughts on the Bitcoin BTC/USD chart, predicting a breakout that could lead to a new all-time high. His confidence unshaken. Erect Capital chimed in with a similarly bullish outlook, highlighting how well Bitcoin has been performing. From his Friday afternoon post to Saturday morning, the trend seems steady and promising. In his update, he noted, the retest looks successful for now. That's the kind of news Bitcoin enthusiasts love to hear. With strong conviction, he believes the short-term outlook points to continued upward momentum. Here's an interesting take from Credible Crypto. He's suggesting we might actually see a rebound from here. His BTC/USD chart highlights some key levels after breaking below the $102,000, 0 cents, $103,000, 0 cents local demand zone, which initially held strong. The market swiftly tapped into the first pool of liquidity he's been mentioning in recent updates. Now, the next big demand zone sits at $93,000, 0 cents, $97,000, 0 cents. But there's a twist. If we can establish a solid range and base above it, we might not even need to revisit that lower zone. With the way many alts are shaping up right now, he sees a solid chance of this scenario playing out. Let's see how the price action unfolds in the coming days. While he's not making any guarantees, he's hinted that, judging by recent moves since Thursday's dip, we might not need to drop further. And guess what? He called it. He noted we could dip into the mid-90s, but also emphasized the lower 100,000s as a critical support range. And sure enough, we bounced right from there. He flagged it and the market responded. Now, with the way things have been shaping up, his last update was Friday afternoon. It's starting to look like that could have been the bottom. If so, it's time to gear up for an upside rally sooner than expected. Check out this post from X-Force Global. He seems to be on the same wavelength. Here's the XRP USD chart he shared, noting XRP, unusual strength here. Sound familiar? I've been saying this all year long, actually ever since late 2024, when XRP started surging after the election. This kind of uncharacteristic strength is something else. If you've held XRP for years, you know the last 6 months have been anything but typical. Remember, it was artificially suppressed for so long, and now it's finally on a level playing field. XRP is catching up, no question about it. It's outperforming, reclaiming its momentum. Unusual strength? You bet. So here's the deal. XRP might be wrapping up its correction, or at least getting close, which could pave the way for Bitcoin to finish its own correction sooner than expected. There's a chance we're looking at a similar WXYXZ pattern. Here, a bottom could be forming, and who knows, maybe an all-time high is closer than we think. It's like Credible Crypto has been saying, Bitcoin might just surprise us by turning things around faster than expected. If that's the case, buckle up, folks. We're in for a ride and we'll experience it together. That's the thrill of living through this phase of the market cycle. Honestly, any day you could wake up, check the charts, and boom, it's flying. And yes, I mean to the upside. Chart analyst Greg Crypto is back with his latest take on XRP. And guess what? He says, nothing has changed. Taking a look at the XRP/USD chart, he points out that the double bottom remains a strong and reliable structure. The key now, avoid 3 consecutive daily closes below $2.00 that could spell trouble, signaling a potential structural breakdown. But there's good news for the bulls. A decisive close above $2.30 on the 3-day chart, especially above the 21 EMA, will confirm the double bottom pattern is alive and kicking. If that happens, we're looking at potential targets in the $2.65 to $3.00 range. As long as the $2.07 support holds, bullish momentum is still in play. But don't get too comfortable. Markets love to shake things up before making big moves. It's not that the market is alive, but with so many players acting as market forces, it sure feels that way sometimes. The behaviors we're seeing right now are leading people to make emotional knee-jerk decisions at absolutely critical moments, and it's heartbreaking to watch. This is a pivotal moment for XRP, especially price-wise. The action we're seeing on the charts makes it clear we're at a make or break point. Knowing that some are getting shaken out during such a crucial time, it's tough to see, but hey, people are going to do what they feel is best for them, and that's their call. Could I be wrong? Sure, maybe, and maybe it all crashes and burns, but let's be real. I don't think so. I've got strong conviction, and I'm confident for good reason. XRP is primed to rocket upwards. Me and Greg Crypto have been digging into the key levels. $1.65 is big, and $3.00 is also huge. Analysts everywhere are pointing to these same targets. As long as we hold steady where we are now, we could be on the brink of something big. Chart analyst Dark Defender is making waves with his latest insights. According to him, XRP's next big move against Bitcoin isn't just a possibility, it's inevitable. Soon, this might be the talk of the crypto world. Breaking it down, he points to a hidden bullish divergence on XRP's charts and a hidden bearish divergence on Bitcoin's. Add in a bullish signal on the relative strength index and the anticipated fifth Elliott wave, and it's clear he's brimming with optimism for XRP BTC. What's more interesting, many other analysts are spotting the exact same patterns. When the experts start aligning, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Check out this update from Charting Guy. XRP showed a perfect bounce off support, down to the penny. According to his data, XRP dipped as low as $2.05. If you were watching Live Coin Watch the other day, it showed a low of $2.07. But as I mentioned yesterday, I was pretty sure some exchanges saw it hit that $2.05 mark. And sure enough, here we are. While the exchange he's referencing isn't specified in the screenshot, it confirms the dip to $2.05, exactly the level he predicted. What's even better, he's pointing out the nice bounce off that level, signaling promising price action. Looks like XRP's movement is shaping up to be one to watch. Someone asked him, will it grab liquidity at $2.00? Could the price drop that low? Charting Guy responded confidently, doesn't need to. Just the other day, I shared a post or two where he warned about the possibility of XRP dipping to the $1.90, $2.00 range. But now, after watching the price action unfold, he's pointing out that it might not be necessary. He's not making any promises, but things are looking solid right now, and he's not alone. Analysts everywhere seem to agree. The consensus? XRP's outlook is actually pretty strong. I keep hearing it over and over. It's looking good. Check out this post from chart analyst Cryptos. He's calling it XRP daily close back above the neckline, signaling bullish momentum. Another analyst diving into short-term price action, and things are looking promising. Now on to the next one. Here's a take from CoinsKit featuring the XRP/USD chart. He's spotting what looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. You can clearly see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder forming. Debate it if you will, but he's confident it's legit. CoinsKit points out that the head at $1.61 is the invalidation level for this macro reversal pattern. If XRP dips below that, it's game over for this setup. He's been tracking this for a while, so let's see how it plays out. That's why I anticipated a rejection at the neckline resistance. But if XRP holds steady, breaks through the neckline, and pushes forward, we could see the technical target of $4.22 finally hit. As always, I've been sampling opinions from multiple XRP chart analysts to check the pulse. And here's where things get interesting. The sentiment, pretty optimistic right now. While none of them are shouting with absolute conviction about whether XRP will surge upward or drop back first, there's a subtle shift in their tone. Today, they're leaning a bit more bullish compared to just 24 hours ago. Why? Because they've got fresh data. Thursday's market dip and the subsequent bounce seem to have instilled a renewed sense of confidence, not just for XRP, but also for Bitcoin. So maybe the worst is over. Maybe this is a buying opportunity, but hey, we'll figure it out together. Reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and you absolutely should not make decisions based on what I say. That would be in no uncertain terms a terrible idea.